Welcome to Lesson 2 Workbook exercises as we talk about syllabification, Dagesh line and forte, and silent and vocal schwa. Let's dive in. There are two sets of exercises to be done here in part or chapter 3 of your workbook. Exercise 1 asks you identify if this is a Dagesh line or a Dagesh forte in each word, remembering that a Dagesh line indicates the pronunciation of a Bagad Kafat letter. Is it a strong plosive pronunciation with the Dagesh, or is it a soft fricative pronunciation without the Dagesh? A Dagesh forte, on the other hand, doubles the letter, especially when it is necessary to close a syllable because of the presence of a short vowel. You're also asked to identify whether it is a silent schwa or a vocal schwa if there's a schwa in the sentence. In number 1, we have barakah. We have a vocal schwa underneath the bait. We know that this is a vocal schwa because there's a dagesh in the letter, and it doesn't really matter what kind of dagesh this is, dagesh line or dagesh forte. Anytime we have a schwa underneath a dagesh, it is pronounced. The question then is this a dagesh line or a dagesh forte? Obviously, you've already been told that it is a dagesh line. The question, though, is why? Well, in number 1, it's a Dagesh line because a Dagesh line is found in a Bagad Kafat letter, indicating that hard plosive pronunciation, so that this is bait, not vait. A Dagesh forte would double the bait in order to keep a short vowel within that syllable. However, the bait here is not closing a syllable because it's the first letter of the word. So this must be a Dagesh line, and again, it is a vocal schwa. Number 5 also has a dagesh here in the tav. Is it a dagesh line or is it a dagesh forte? We might think it's a dagesh line because this is a Bagad Kafat letter. However, in this particular instance, it is preceded by a short vowel, a hirik under the aleph. In order to keep the hirik in that first syllable, we have to close the syllable, which is why the tav is doubled. So this is a dagesh forte, doubling the tav in order to close that syllable. In number 8, we have a schwa. We also have a dagesh in the kaf. The question is this a vocal schwa or a silent schwa underneath the lamed? Which do you think it is? I'll give you a moment to think. Hopefully you said that it is a silent schwa. The patak under the mem that precedes the lamed is a short vowel. Because it's a short vowel, this is a complete syllable. The lamed is closing the syllable. And since the lamed is closing the syllable, the silent schwa is indicating that that is the sound of the lamed. There is no vowel sound. It's just lamed. So this is mal, not mala, but mal. The lamed closes the syllable. Now the question is that a dagesh line or a dagesh forte in the kaf? Again, I will give you a second to think about it. Hopefully you said it's a dagesh line. This is a Bagad Kafat letter. It is the beginning of a syllable. We know that because there's no short vowel before the kaf. We know that the lamed in the previous syllable was closing the syllable. This is the beginning of a new syllable, which is why we have a hard or plosive pronunciation of the kaf, mal-ka. Of course, a hard pronunciation or a soft pronunciation of kaf is the same, the way that we pronounce Hebrew, but at the same time, it is still grammatically correct to put a dagesh line in the kaf. Now let's move on to exercise number 2. You can pause this lesson when you're ready and then play to go on to exercise number 2, or you can simply listen to number 1 and number 23 of exercise 2 and come back at your convenience to finish exercise number 1. In exercise number 2, you're asked to divide the two words into syllables. So as we look at this first word, we see that we have a vav at the very beginning of the word with a patak, a short vowel. This is unusual because it appears as though we have an open syllable with a short vowel. But this is why we have the dagesh forte in the tav. The tav is doubled. One of the tavs is closing out that first syllable. Vav, patak, tav. So as we write this out, we would write out Vav, patak, tav, then tav with the shva. We know that this must be what kind of shva? A vocal shva, because it's in a letter that has a dagesh, which makes it a vocal shva. This is not vat, this is vata. So we would write it out as vav plus the patak plus tav. Draw a line. Tav plus the vocal shva. Draw another line. Now we're left with shalach. Is this one syllable or two syllables? Well, again, we have a patak under the shin, which tells us that we should have something closing that syllable, because it is a closed syllable with short vowels, typically. As we look at the lamed, we see the dagesh, which, just like the tav, is a dagesh forte. That closes that syllable, shin plus patak plus lamed. Lamed is then doubled, with the second lamed going with the lamed and the patak and the chet. So that we have four syllables here. Vav, patak, tav, tav, shva, shin, patak, lamed, lamed, patak, chet. Vatashalach. Now let's move on to number 23. Again, we have a vav plus a patak. This time, instead of a tav as the second letter, we have a yod. But again, notice that the yod has a dagesh in it. So we have vav plus the patak plus one yod as syllable 1. Syllable 2 is yod patak. Now, is there another letter that goes with this second syllable? Yes. Yes, there is. The tav plus the what kind of shva? Silent shva. And we know that it's a silent shva because of the fact that it follows a short vowel. The tav is closing that syllable. So that we have vav patak yod, yod patak tav. We then come to the next syllable, hav. Chet plus a patak. Again, this is a short vowel. We would expect a closed syllable. So what is closing the syllable? The bait with a dagesh forte. Even though this is a begad kafat letter, it has to be a dagesh forte because of the fact that the bait has been doubled, one of the baits closing out that syllable. Chet, patak, bait. The second bait then goes with the vocal shva, which is then followed by aleph plus shurik. So that we have vav patak yod, yod patak tate, chet patak bait, bait shva, aleph shurik. Well, hopefully that makes sense. Watch this as many times as is necessary in order to solidify the material. And if you have any questions about the exercise, please don't hesitate to ask. That brings us to the end. Have a good time with your homework.